Hi, my name is Betty Knight. I am a former cabin crew member at Thomas Cook Airlines. I'm getting used to saying that now. It's been nearly a week now since we heard the news that our company was finished, and it's been a very raw and painful week, filled with tears, filled with sadness and recriminations. But the initial grief is finally over, and we're starting to ask some questions, very serious questions now, about what exactly has gone on here. And some of those questions are very political, which is not a thing that cabin crew generally get involved in. In fact, they would usually run a mile from anything that mentions MPs or Parliament. But right now, we are starting to get behind what has happened and ask some questions. On the weekend that we were trying to do Save Thomas Cook last weekend, in our thousands, we emailed our MPs and raised petitions online. And I realised at the time that wasn't going to do any good at all, because we had a prorogued parliament. And regardless of your personal political affiliation and your views on that, it meant that at this immensely serious time for not only us as employees, all 9,000 of us at Thomas Cook, and globally 21,000, that we also had our customers to think of all around the world who had no parliamentary representation. Now, I'm not a politician, but I do follow it closely, and I consider myself well read and well informed. And it just seems, I won't use the word suspicious, but uncomfortable, that this company has fallen at a time when it was not able to be debated. And some research that I personally did into what would trigger an emergency debate in the Commons, I look back in time, and previous ones have included, even when I was a young woman, British Leyland's fall, British Steel. British Steel affected much less people, about 6,000, I believe. It wasn't a small scale thing, it was a terrible thing, but it was not happening to British citizens abroad and British workers abroad in the way that this collapse of Thomas Cook has. And therefore, I feel very sure that that would have triggered an emergency debate in the Commons. And if that had possibly been the case, perhaps it would have been decided to use the 200 million that our company were asking for as a bridging loan for some sort of orderly wind-up of this company, which would not have been such a horrifying shock to so many people. I am aware that at the tour operator and the travel agency, it was perhaps a little better known that things were very close to the edge. But certainly at the airline, which operated separately through Group Airlines, we were aware we were doing really well. We had full aircraft. So much so that I didn't dare buy a standby seat for myself and my fiancé on our services, because I knew it was very probable I wouldn't get on. The previous airlines I've worked for, massive companies, I wouldn't have hesitated, because I would have known there were spare seats. It would be fine. But at Thomas Cook Airlines, we were packed out and we were doing well. So I would like the question asked as to why it was that the collapse of the tour operator and the travel agency, as terrible and heartbreaking as that would have been anyway, how that was allowed to take a profitable and successful airline of our size, the 13th largest in Europe, down like this. So it's been a very busy week, and rumours are flying now that it's possible that the embers of Thomas Cook Airlines could be resurrected like some kind of phoenix by Chinese money. Forsen, one of our partners who had a very, very big stake in the company of Thomas Cook, somehow or another they have £900 million floating around, which was what was going to be used to purchase if we had received the other 200 million to hold us through the winter and stabilise everything. Well, we're all asking the question, where is that 900 million? And how is it possible, if there's that kind of money in business, in an industry, that, you know, I'm not going to get my wages tomorrow and I can't actually pay now for the car that I bought 3 weeks ago. So, you know, if there's any money or bailing out to be done, myself and my friends and colleagues would like a little share of it, please. And also another thing, and here's the thing that is making us march tomorrow at the Tory party conference. Not because, again, we're highly politicised, that's not what this is about. And we are determined not to be used and manipulated by any other political party to point score and make gains politically. This is about us and what's happened to us. And we want the Tory party to see that, because what we would like now is a full inquiry into what has happened here. And we would like potentially legislation to prevent this happening again, because we are not the only ones, but we have to be the final ones that this is done to. Recently, Carillion, BHS, and many companies, even in the past, MFI, Woolworths, huge companies that have been taken down, and the workers who have worked there for practically all of their career are absolutely hung out to dry. And yet directors live in a very comfortable lifestyle, can just literally pick the pockets. Multi-millionaires can pick the pockets of ordinary people in our nation, and it cannot be anymore. This has to stop with this one. So, got some fire in my belly now, got some strong views. I'd still like to point out that Fly Pink, which cannot now go ahead, obviously, because the stewardesses on board our flights and the cabin crew can't collect now for that. If you're hearing this and you just have £1 or a couple of pounds, would you please give it to breast cancer awareness, because that's what we were saving for a Macmillan nurse to help the ladies with the breast cancer. And I would be absolutely delighted if the only good thing to come out of that is that the charity could still have that money. So if you do have a few pennies, please could you put that towards it. And I want to say thank you everybody who has sent me all of the messages. Thank you so much, and all of the kindnesses. We even had Arena Flowers online sending the stewardesses out bouquets, which has absolutely meant the world to us. So thank you. All the offers, the meals, the drinks, the eyelashes, the nails, trying to keep us glamorous, gym sessions, child minding, Virgin Trains, Mega Bus. What did we need? It has been astonishing. And that, more than anything, has proven to me how loved this company was, what an integral part it was of our society, our high streets, our airports. Every destination down route there would be Thomas Cook staff, Thomas Cook representation. Yes, it is going to be absolutely missed. I know it is, because it was the one you could go to, and it was a proper thing, seamless service. Didn't always get it right, absolutely. But I heard recently, and it kind of still made me proud, that we have taken 11 million people on holiday this year, and only 2,000 people, sorry about this, people, it can't have been good, but 2,000 people out of 11 million had a complaint. And actually, as bad as that is, because we wouldn't want any, and we would strive not to have any, and for you all to be happy and delighted, that goes to show how many people loved what we did and how many people were happy with what we did. So thank you everybody. You have shown us an outpouring of loss, grief, but support, encouragement, and I know that you are rooting for us, and I want to thank you all so very much, because that side of things has been astonishing and absolutely moving and heartwarming. And I want to say thank you from everybody at Thomas Cook, the love and care you've shown us this week. Best of British, absolute best of British. Thank you so much.